Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm here to give you my thoughts on the latest transfer rumour. That's right, transfer rumour. We are approaching that January transfer window about a brand new centre half. Two very well known Belgium journalists have reported about this rumour, so I do think there is some truth in it, and the player goes by the name of Christ Makosso. A 20-year-old centre-back that plays in Belgium. He plays in the second division for a team called RWDM Molenbeek. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I have not seen this lad play. All I've seen is a 5-minute clip on YouTube of his highlights, and I've looked at a couple of stats. But I asked a Molenbeek supporter what their thoughts are about Christ Makosso, and this is what he said. He's big enough to go toe-to-toe, and standing up to a tackle isn't a problem for him. But he still makes some youthful mistakes. Basically, he's the type of player that can play an incredible game for 80 minutes and then make a big mistake in the remaining 10. He makes a lot of great passing, and that generates a lot of confidence in the way he likes to play. He's not the type of player to do long passes, like long passes forward. Otherwise, he's got lots to learn, a defender with great potential, and he deserves his move to England, and he wishes him the best of luck. Now, what I've got from that is he's someone that can be a confidence player, someone that, you know, needs to do a couple of things right, and then he generates that confidence. Reminds me of Elijah Adebayo, and he's someone that likes to, you know, play out from the back. Now, from the highlight video which I watched of him, he does look like a good passer of the ball. He looks great in the air. He's got a good jump on him. He's brave on it and brave without. He looks strong, and I think I read that his height was 6'2" as well. That's what I got from the highlight video. If you want to see this highlight video, just type in his name on YouTube. It will pop up as like the first 3 videos, and give it a watch. So we've got potentially a player for the future. That's how I've looked at this. I've not looked at this as a player that's going to come in and start straight away. But despite saying that, with our defenders that keep getting injured, he probably will get about 20 games. The last defender we signed for the future was Ted Menji, and look what's happened. He's ended up being a regular starter for us. So there is a slight chance we will see him on a fairly regular basis. Now, I did see another stat, because this rumour came about on social media. Loads of people were doing some digging, and one particular stat came up. He is one of the hardest under-21 centre-backs in Europe to get past. Something I really like, and that does suggest to me that we're going to have someone that's going to solve a problem. Because right now, when I watch Luton play, especially with our defenders, how many times do we see our centre-halves get done by just a little bit of pace? Nothing special at times, they just get outdone. And this lad may be able to help us in that department. So let's talk about what actually was reported from the Belgium journalists. So, Luton Town apparently have managed to find a deal of 1.5 million euros. I've seen different fees. I've seen 1.5, I've seen 2 million, and I've also seen 2.4. So I feel like if you range it between 1.5 to 2.5, you know, that's not bad business. Apparently, the clubs have agreed fully on the deal, and the player is now expected to complete his medical tests very soon. This is a long-term contract, could last up until 5 years, that's why I'm suggesting that this player is definitely here for the future. However, something I spotted this morning which will give a slight red flag on this transfer deal. Very frustrating. So what I read this morning was that, you know, the player is still, so the agreements are still, the negotiations are still ongoing. However, there is a possibility that Christ Makosso will end up going back on loan to the Belgium side, especially if he's not able to obtain his work permit. That seems like the only red flag in this transfer deal we might not be able to get him due to the work permit situation. Now, I don't get the work permits stuff. If we're able to get Fanny, who's young, not played many appearances for his country, the same with Christ Makosso, who's from Congo, then I don't get it all. It's all too confusing for me. Someone will probably explain in my comments why there's a work permit issue. I know Brexit and so on has an impact. Hopefully the work permit does come in. He's someone that has, as already mentioned, played for his country. He will play for his country a lot more in the future, I can imagine. You've got an international games coming up in March and also in the summer. So he's probably going to get a couple appearances for his country soon. So hopefully whoever makes that decision on his work permit will look at that and go, yes, you know, he's going to tick all the boxes. But as I've already said, someone who looks like he is for the future, if we get the green light, I do see him just coming straight into our side because we've got so many injuries at the back. That does mean we're going to have a lot of centre-halves, and that probably does mean we are going to continue playing with 3 at the back. Or does that mean a centre-back will be leaving in this January transfer window? You have to remember, Teden Mengi is injured, so it's going to be very unlikely that he will be leaving the football club. So I am looking at the likes of maybe Mans Anderson or Reece Burke potentially going out of the door. And out of the 2 players, I would probably say Mans Anderson is the most likely. Let me know what you think of this transfer rumour down in the comment section. I do think there is some truth in it. I've seen a lot of reports from Belgian journalists, so I think there is some truth. But let me know what you think. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. I'm all for this transfer, and hopefully, you know, plenty more come about in the next couple of days.